Hi, everybody. This is Lindsay Peterson. I'm a nurse practitioner and co-owner of Montana Functional Health. And this is part of our Community Connection series where we sit down with other like-minded health professionals in the community to hear more about how they're doing and what they have going on, and so people can learn about their businesses. So today I'm here with Sam Schmidt, and we are talking about her businesses, which there's so much going on with them. So she is the co-owner of Alpine Physical Therapy, and she's the co-owner of Physio Trekk Physical Therapy. And she also is co-founder of Fit to Fight. So I'm going to have her talk to you guys about those today. So tell us, Sam, a little bit about just the Alpine Physical Therapy and where you guys are at these days.
Well, Alpine is a large physical therapy company in Missoula. We have 3 clinics, 2 of which are in the Peak Health and Wellness Center, which has always been something amazing to have at our fingertips. But with us now in the gym situation and working to reopen COVID, it does make things a little bit more complicated. And over the last 6 weeks, we have been doing a lot of telehealth, or we call them online visits. And we were, I guess, really actually shocked at how well the telehealth visits were going. Patients were maybe more accountable or more into their home program because you're coming into their space, and you could really work with what they have at home. Just yesterday, I got a call from another PT that just got done with somebody, and she said she had somebody running for the first time in 4 years after like 6 telehealth visits.
That's great.
It's really been an eye-opening opportunity for us, and I think that many of us, we have 22 PTs on staff, have really embraced it. And like, wow, this is not only something that we have to do right now for the circumstances, but man, it's something we're gonna keep doing because it's so great. We can connect with people all over the state as well. So
absolutely.
We also are doing off-site visits, which we have developed in the last couple weeks as the weather has gotten better. Meeting somebody at the park or the trailhead or the track where we can maintain socially distance safely, but still work with our clients in that atmosphere. So that's been fun too, weather permitting. And now we're phasing into reopening inpatient, in-person visits. And as you know, as a provider, there's a lot that goes into that. And managing, we usually have pretty open space for exercise and movement. And so trying to understand how we kind of manage the space with many people in the clinic, and we will have to kind of reduce our staff and reduce our patients, but we're working towards phasing in over the next week or two to doing some more in-person visits. Along with that, as we started to look at reopening, you know, we came across like, wow, we definitely need to have everybody wearing masks as they come into the clinic. And it led us to really understand the importance of wearing face cover. And so a few of my partners and I decided to help launch a community-wide campaign called Keep It Covered Missoula. Just really as a business owner and a healthcare provider, just really promoting our citizens protecting each other and respecting each other, saying, I'm wearing this face cover for you, you're wearing your face cover for me. And this is how we can reopen safely and keep the curve flattened and hopefully get back to a new norm safely. So it's been really fun to see that hashtag popping up all over Missoula businesses, even to some businesses I haven't approached. So the word's getting out there.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I know, because we were excited to join that too. And I think it's just something that there's just a reality there that we need to go out protected so that we don't have these big spikes again. And I think for businesses, they were so quick to electively shut down when everything happened in Missoula that it's I can see that a lot of them would be a little bit reluctant to just open their doors, and even in the phase 1 that's being approved, just open their doors. And I know a lot of them are doing their hours kind of as they feel comfortable, or even just taking a little longer to reopen. But if we can collectively as a society, which I think is what your point is we can collectively come together and say, let's cover ourselves to protect each other, and then we can safely go back into this, or hit into this phase 1 of reopening into phase 2, 3, whatever that looks like, and feel more comfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and not worried so much about it causing another major rebound where we have to go back to the life we just lived the last month, where that was hard for a lot of people. You know, it still is. So I think that's awesome that you guys are doing that. And of course that plays a role in how you guys reopen when you have so many different physical therapists working there who have their own patient panels.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that you guys have created that campaign. And that you're also, like what you said earlier, you're doing such dynamic, you're just thinking outside the box of how you can reach people. And I think that's been such a good thing for businesses who can embrace the change of saying, oh, wow, let's see it. Let's get on this telemedicine and let's meet at parks and let's meet at these open spaces. And really, yeah, just see how that goes for people. And I'm glad you're getting a really good response.
Yeah, I think the one thing that we've definitely come to working through this with Alpine and our team is improvise, adapt, and overcome. And you kind of keep that in your mantra and lean in, you know, like our community is so strong and it's been really great to connect with business owners and other providers like you guys to make Missoula even stronger than we were before. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. And then, so I love your other business, which is Physio Trekk. I love it so much. I just think it's such a fantastic idea. And I know the reason I love it is as a provider, when I'm trying to get someone in for physical therapy, and then they come back to me saying, well, I can't get into physical therapy for weeks. I have an actual alternative to give the patient to get them care sooner. Because when we have, as you know, when we have ailments, especially physical, we just need that. It just plays into mental, you know, it plays all over the gamut with how people are doing. And I just think having that connection with someone more on an immediate basis was a lack in the physical therapy world, and you guys have found that niche and are filling it, and it's really cool. So I don't know if everybody obviously is listening would know about Physio Trekk, but it obviously has gotten a really good name and most people probably do. But if they don't, I would love it if you could just give us a little blurb on it and tell us like your new space. I don't know if you guys are there yet, but I want all the updates.
Oh, thanks. Well, Physio Trekk came to us about just probably a year and a half ago when we realized that the accessibility to physical therapy, either time limiting or financial or otherwise, prevents a large population to access us. So we developed this model where it's cash only. We are not contracted with or binded by insurance contracts. So that really allows us to directly work with the consumer, and they paid us directly, and it's a walk-in model, and it's for only about 10 days out, but you can book out. Whereas traditional PT, you book out twice a week for 6 weeks, and you kind of go from there. And it's that can be very helpful, and that serves a purpose for many people. But sometimes you wake up and you can't turn your neck, or sometimes you drove across the state and your back is stiff, or you ran and you tweaked your knee, and you just want to get some information on how to get heading in the right direction right away. And so rather than having to go to the doctor and then maybe get an x-ray and then maybe wait 2 more weeks before you can get into a PT, the direct access model is really helpful so that folks can come in, we assess the tissue, we assess their movement, and then are able to educate them right away on what the pathology is, what their expectations are, so they can plan their life, they can kind of get moving, they can take some control of what is happening to their body, which also we know decreases pain right away, and get them heading in the right direction right away. And sometimes that means that is in between from when they can get into see their PT. A lot of Missoula people have their PT. So sometimes it's just getting somebody in quickly, and then they can follow up with their other PT that they've traditionally have seen. Or sometimes it's just a matter of somebody having a high deductible. I have a $7,000 deductible for my family. So PT is out of pocket for me. So I have to pay the insurance contracted rates, which are somewhere depending of like $150 to $300 if I go into a traditional model. If I use Physio Trekk, it's $80 flat fee. I pay it up front, and then I can send that into my insurance, and that takes care of that. So it's just trying to streamline and really provide more access to physical therapy for Missoulians. Our new space is over by DraftWorks in the Tool Property building. And it's going to be actually inside Hunter Bay Coffee. So PT will literally be as easy as getting a cup of coffee now.
I know, how nice.
And
is it done? Are you guys finished?
June 1st. Yeah, June 1st. So,
oh, wow. That's so cool.
The home stretch.
Yeah, no kidding. No, we know what you're feeling because we're in the same situation. We've been remodeling for feels like forever, but we'll get there. So yeah. We should be opening around the same time. That'll be kind of fun.
Yeah,
we can check each other's spots out when the time is right, when it's safe. But that's so cool, and I love. That's why I love the Physio Trekk model so much, is because it does offer that accessibility. I mean, when people have like an acute issue that comes up that's musculoskeletal, that they could be, you know, they don't know the difference. Like I get a lot of with my work, I get a lot of questions on like, well, do I ice it or do I heat it? And what's the regimen? And do I take ibuprofen? Do I not? Do I stretch it? Like they kind of just need that like basic guideline for how, because a lot of them are, I mean, depending on their comorbidities and their age and all those things, but they're often going to resolve. Mm-hmm. But they need some direction, you know, and a little bit of like, there's always treatment modalities you guys do that are pretty awesome, that are helpful as well, that can help speed up that process. But then they can go home with feeling confident in the instruction that they're getting and not Googling around the internet and paying more if they just go to an urgent care visit. I mean, an urgent care visit is double that cost.
Yeah.
You know, and so that has its own time and place too. But and then if you need an x-ray, you need to go to the urgent care, you need to go see your provider. But you know, if it's something that's just pretty obvious, it's like an IT band. I mean, you can go in and see you guys and be like, okay, we're gonna get you back doing the things you like to do quicker than that whole waiting period you described earlier of the typical process someone might have to go through.
Right.
So I love that. Yes, that's so cool. And I can't wait for your space to be done. And I know you guys are treating people still, though. I mean, you were before COVID hit, but you were treating them out of a small room in the Peak.
Yes, and we are still doing telehealth through Physio Trekk as well. So, and we'll be transitioning to inpatient care here probably closer to June with that. So, but cool. Some offsite there as well.
Yeah, awesome. That's great. And then tell us a little bit about the Fit to Fight.
Oh, so Fit to Fight is a nonprofit that I co-founded about 12 years ago. And it's really an exercise support group for those going through cancer treatment. The idea just getting folks together, getting them a really clear protocol of how to exercise safely while going through cancer treatment, or for some people that have already gone through cancer treatment. And we have partnered with the University of Montana and have one of their doctorate physical therapy students help run the program. And then one of our physical therapists at Alpine oversees that. And they work together. It's a great mentorship program for that student and also for the participants. We have lots of volunteers that come out and help facilitate that exercise group. They meet twice a week for 8 weeks, and we do 3 sessions a year. We had to cancel our late spring session because of COVID, but we're looking forward to hopefully offering it in the fall. So. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. And you guys have, like, if people wanted to get involved in that, or if they, like, are you guys, I mean, however you're set up and structured, but do you guys have like a website for that?
Yeah, Fit to Fight, Montana.org. And, or you can also find us by calling Alpine or the Peak, as it is hosted inside the Peak. So, yeah.
And I know you're on Instagram, so they can follow that. You're on Instagram for all of the businesses. I mean,
yes, definitely.
The nonprofit, but also the 2 businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I love that Fit to Fight. I love that because it's such what we, with functional medicine, we know how big a role community plays in healthcare. Yeah. And we know that that's such a big key thing that we like that you're really focusing on that for people's recovery, that they're trying to fight through something big, cancer. I mean, can't think of anything bigger. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to really build trust in someone's body again after they go through that. So that's muscle soreness, that's typical, and being able to educate them and reassure them that that's a normal process of just loading the tissue again, and that's not something that's pathological, that's related to their cancer history. So that's a really powerful piece in that program as well.
Absolutely. That's great. And then will you just share how they can find Alpine PT and also the Physio Trekk real quick?
Yes, so we're at alpineptmissoula.com. And then Physio Trekk is physiotrekk with 2Ks.com. And you can book online with both of those and find us on social media as well. And then yes, Fit to Fight, mt.org is for Fit to Fight.
Cool. That's so great. Thank you for coming on and sharing and talking about all the awesome things that you are doing and that you're doing for our community and the people and everything, because we love it so much. It's really awesome.
Thank you for having me. This has been great.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye.